السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Tonight inshallah we'll be talking about another name which is As-Salam. One of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. اسم من أسمائه سبحانه وتعالى من أسمائه الحسنى أسمائه التي كملت سبحانه وتعالى. So, and this name was only mentioned one time in the Quran in Surah Al-Hashr. Al-Maliku Al-Quddusu As-Salam. So the King, the All-Holy, and As-Salam, the ultimate source of peace. That could be a good translation of the word As-Salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, العلماء يقولون معاني السلام. معاني السلام, the word salam has three meanings. First of all, it is a masdar. We don't have something equivalent in English. In English, masdar would be a concept. It's not like Alim and Sami' and the other names. They are names. They are nouns. But here, the word salam, it's masdar. وكأن فيه دلالة أن الله سبحانه وتعالى there is an indication. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala له الحكمة البالغة. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ultimate. هو مصدر الأمان. هو مصدر السلام. هو مصدر الطمأنينة. ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. Isn't it with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that the heart will find tranquility and calmness? So العلماء يقولون معنى السلام له ثلاث معاني. There are three meanings here. Three meanings. The first one is السلام معناتها سالم من العيب ومن الخطأ ومن الظلم ومن النقص وسالم من الشرك ومن الزوجة ومن الولد وغيرها من الأشياء. كل الأشياء التي تنسب إليه فيها نقص هذا الله سبحانه وتعالى سالم منها. فيكون السلام بمعنى القدوس. تكلمنا عن القدوس. We said القدوس, the name of القدوس has two meanings, purity and barakah, blessing. Right? الأرض المقدسة إما الأرض الطاهرة أو الأرض المباركة. هذا معنيين. Two meanings, purity and blessings. So the first meaning of As-Salam would be equivalent to the meaning of Al-Quddus, the name of Al-Quddus subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second meaning, so the first meaning here, it means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is free from any imperfection and no negative quality is attributed to him subhanahu wa ta'ala. So As-Salam here from As-Salama, free from evil, absence of evil, absence of deficiency and imperfection. As-Salamatu min ash-shar wa min al-adha wa ghayriha min al-ashya'. The second meaning, they said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the meaning of As-Salam, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the source of ultimate peace. As-Salam means that he is the source of ultimate peace. And now we mentioned the ayah ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. الإنسان المؤمن حقيقة لا يجد طمأنينة. The true believer will not find tranquility and safety and security except with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. في هذه الدنيا في مشاكل كثيرة. This life is full of problems and calamities and issues. But when you face these calamities and these issues, the moment you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if someone loses a job, for example, when a Muslim loses his job, the moment he remembers that Allah is a Razzaq, Allah is the provider, Allah who created him will not leave him without any rizq, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us through his messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that لن تموت نفس حتى تستكمل رزقها وأجلها فاتقوا الله وأجملوا في الطلب. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أخبرنا أنه جبريل عليه السلام told him that no soul will pass away, no human will pass away, will leave this world until they have completely completed their life span. How much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how much time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for them to live on this earth, and until it consumed all its rizq. No one will take your rizq. Whatever was written for you, it will come to you. You will take it, you will enjoy it, you will benefit from it in this life. So the moment you think about these things, you feel more comfortable. You don't kill yourself, you don't commit suicide, You don't become crazy. You don't become depressed, because you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a Razzaq. He's providing to everyone, providing to the birds, to the animals, to the jinn, to the humans. You are one of His creation. He will provide for you. So هذه معناتها ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. كذلك لما نستغفر الله عز وجل، لما نسبح الله عز وجل، لما تصلي في المسجد تشعر بهذه الطمأنينة. ولذلك يقول كثير من العلماء في السابق، علماؤنا الصالحون, the people who lived in the past, the pious predecessors, they said, some of them, they used to say, والله إننا لنشعر بسعادة لو عرفها الملوك لحاربون عليها بالسيوف. They said, we feel some happiness, and they know the source of this happiness. It is dhikrullah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They had a very strong relationship with Allah. They said, we feel we are enjoying, we live now, witness some happiness. If the muluk, the kings, know about it, they would fight with us with their swords to take it from us. And one of them used to say, والله إني أشعر بسعادة لو كان أهل الجنة بهذه الحال لهم سعداء. يعني he reached a level where he would say, a level of happiness and joy with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and satisfaction, rida and tuma'nina. He said, if the people of Jannah will experience this feeling, then they will have a good life. They will have a good life. This is someone who lived in this earth. He said, if the people of Jannah will experience this feeling, then of course the people of Jannah will have more than that. But this is what, he was overwhelmed with joy and happiness because of the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إذن Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala هو مصدر الطمأنينة, هو مصدر الأمان, هو مصدر الحماية. He is the best protector and the ultimate protector subhanahu wa ta'ala. ولذلك المؤمن هو الذي يشعر بالأمان. هو الذي يشعر بالأمان وعندما يوحد الله عز وجل. When you maintain your belief in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you feel this power, you become empowered and you feel safe. So هذا المعنى الثاني أن الله سبحانه وتعالى مصدر السلام. المعنى الثالث, the third meaning, they said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has called His Jannah دار السلام. والله يدعو إلى دار السلام. The ultimate or the eternal place of peace. It's Jannah. Has prepared it for His servant, and He will greet His servants with salam. That means they will have the ultimate peace in Jannah. Nothing is impure. They will not face any issues. No one will sick. No one will experience any lack of resources or any poverty. They will have a perfect life in Jannah. The people of Jannah will have a perfect life. And it is a peaceful life. And people of Jannah will enter Jannah in a peaceful way, like Rasulullah ﷺ told us in an amazing hadith. I will tell you about it tonight, inshaAllah. نختم بهذا الحديث. But first of all, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared for His servant Dar as-Salam, and He will greet them with salam. تحيتهم يوم يلقونه salam. تحيتهم. And this is a great honor. Great honor that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the universe, is pleased with them and He will greet them with salam. Salam is the first greeting that was taught to Adam alayhi salam. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam, this is hadith sahih, He told him, look at this group of malaika, go to them and greet them with a salam. And say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And listen to their reply. And that will be the greeting, your greeting and the greeting of your descendants. So when Adam alayhi salam went to this group of malaika and he said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And the malaika said, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him that will be your greeting and the greeting of your descendants. That's why we have in the Gospel of John that Isa alayhi salam used to greet his followers with the greeting of peace, salam. And the Yahud until now they have their own term in the Hebrew language, shalom. So they got it from their religion, from Musa alayhi salam, from Banu Israel. So all the prophets and the messengers used to greet their followers with the greeting of peace, salam, because this is the greeting that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught to Adam from day one. When you say Assalamu alaikum, you get 10 hasanat, ya ikhwan. You greet people and you get hasanat. How easy is that? What do you want more than that? You just say Assalamu alaikum, 10 hasanat. Wa rahmatullah, 20. Wa barakatuh, 30. Offering the salam is not an obligation. It's recommended. But returning the salam is an obligation. That means if you don't return the salam on purpose, you will be sinful, because it is wajib. هذا أمر من الله عز وجل. العجيب في هذه الجالية أو شفتها في جاليات أخرى أيضا أنه sometimes two people will be sitting together talking to each other. A third one will come because he wants to talk to one of them. Salam alaikum كيف حالك, and then he would go. How about the second one? This is amazing. Wallah, I've seen it a couple of times in this community, and I've seen it in other communities يا إخوان. This is عيب يا أخي. هذا مسلم أيضا يستحق السلام, جالس مع جالس, وأحيانا سبحان الله you say, well, look at him. How about me? Some people they will say, how about me? And some people will just keep quiet about it. But this is rude. يعني, I'm sorry to use this term, but this is rude يا إخوان. Two Muslims sitting together, talking to each other, you come and say salam to one of them, and you leave. Like you just say salam, I care about this Muslim, and how about the other Muslim? Subhanallah. يعني شيء عجيب هذا. يعني, to me it's amazing. Yeah. فالمهم, one of our ethics يا إخوان, one of the manners of Muslims is to offer salam. That's why النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول أفشوا السلام. وهذا الحديث له قصة عجيبة جدا. قصة عجيبة عندما هاجر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من مكة إلى المدينة. Whenever I teach Sirah, I tell the students there is an amazing, benefit in this hadith. I'll tell you about this hadith. Something amazing. Try to think about it and to derive it from this story. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he left Mecca, he left in a very difficult, I would say, his conditions were very difficult. It was a very difficult situation. He had to leave his cousin, which is very difficult for him, Ali ibn Abi Talib, in his house. And he left Ali because he had amanat. He had trust in his house. People would leave things with him because he was the most truthful man. He was known for his honesty and truthfulness. So people would come to his house and say, we didn't have banks at that time, so save deposit. I want to leave this amana with you. Even though, including the kuffar, those who did not believe in him, they used to trust him. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So he didn't have enough time to, give back this amanat to the right owners. So he left Ali radiallahu anhu to fulfill this duty. And it's not easy, because they wanted yet to kill Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they came to his house. Maybe he knew about them, those people who wanted to kill him. They found Ali, they didn't want to kill him. Alhamdulillah, Ali radiallahu anhu was safe. But when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam left with Abu Bakr, he had to hide himself in the cave for 3 days. And they hired a non-Muslim guide. They trusted him. He was non-Muslim, but because of his expertise and knowledge about the route between Mecca and Medina. And the people of Mecca, they made an announcement. Whoever brings Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, dead or alive, he will have the reward of how much? Do you know? 100 camels. 100 camels. And that's a great wealth at that time. If you own 100 camels, you are wealthy at that time. And many of them, went into different directions looking for Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The only one who found him was able to find him is Suraqa ibn Malik radiallahu anhu. He accepted Islam. The story is well known. But I want you to know the situation here. His companions were tortured. They left their house. They left their wealth. Some of them left their families. It's a very difficult situation. The people are trying to kill him. Bring him back to Mecca, dead or alive. So when he reaches the other place of safety in Medina, where he will have more followers, more support, he will feel empowered, right? If he was a political leader or a military leader, what do you expect him to talk about? He was about to be killed. He's just running. He ran away from Mecca, escaped death. What do you expect him to be talking at least about his enemies, right? Or about the conditions that he left Mecca, or about his future plans. We're going to build a strong army, we're going to teach them a lesson, we're going to take revenge, we're going to do this and this to them, right? You expect him to be talking back because this is a human psychology. We know each other, ya ikhwan. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to Al-Madinah as a nation builder. Not someone who was thinking about hatred or revenge or anything. His plan is to build a nation. And when he came to Medina, he started with the basics. He was not talking about his military plans or political situation in Mecca, his relationship with the Meccans. Who told us this story? Abdullah ibn Salam. I'm just trying to bring to your attention the importance of offering the salam, because it is part of the story here. Abdullah ibn Salam, who was a Jewish scholar at that time, he said, I heard about Muhammad, and we say sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he said, I went to see him. The first time he came to Al-Madinah, he said, I wanted to go and see him and meet him. He said, the first moment I looked at him, at his face, I knew that he cannot be a liar. This is the first thing. Because he was looking for guidance, Abdullah ibn Salam. So he felt very comfortable by just looking at Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he said, the first thing he said, look at the Abdullah ibn Salam narrating what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. Think about the whole situation. Abdullah ibn Salam is saying that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Ya ayyuhan nas afshu salam. Talking about salam from day one. Talking about the basics. Afshu salam, relationship with each other. وَأَطْعِمُوا الطَّعَامِ, يعني spread or the greeting of peace. أَطْعِمُوا الطَّعَامِ, feed the needy and the poor. وَصِلُوا الْأَرْحَامِ, so our relationship with our relatives and family members, keeping the ties, keep the ties of kinship. And he said, وَصَلُّوا بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّاسُ نِيَامِ, pray at night when people are asleep. تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ بِسَلَامِ, you will go into Jannah in a peaceful way, بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى. So these were the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Whenever he finishes the salat, he has a famous dhikr. بعد ما يقول استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر الله اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تباركت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. Oh Allah, you are the ultimate source of peace, and peace comes from you. Blessed be you, the possessor of majesty and nobility. So هذا كان دعاء النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم على طول بعد كل صلاة. إذا لما نقول ديننا دين سلام, ماذا نعني به? When we say Islam is a religion of peace, we say the one who accepts, we mean mainly with the one who accepts the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and declares his belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will live at peace. He will not be confused. Most of the difficult questions that were asked in the past by philosophers and thinkers, where did we come from? Why are we here on this earth? And what is our final destination? These are the most difficult questions that philosophers had to deal with in the past. Islam has answered this question. Islam from day one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed Surah Al-Alaq. He told us that He's our Rabb. He told us about our origin. He told us what He wants us to do, to take the path of knowledge, to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have a clear vision about our mission on this earth, or the purpose of our life, and who is our creator, and what will be our final destination. So for all these difficult questions, we know the answers, we are not confused. You just have to be a positive member of the community. احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يوفق الجميع لما يحب ويرضى. جزاكم الله خير.